Imagine a rainy morning in a bustling downtown cafe, where the simple act of kindness from a young waitress changes everything, not just for a stranger in need, but for her own life in ways she could never foresee. What if that one moment of compassion uncovered a hidden truth, sparking a connection deeper than wealth or circumstance? Stick with me, because this tale of humanity, resilience, and unexpected bonds will remind you why a single gesture can rewrite destinies. The cafe hummed with the usual rush of steaming mugs clinking, conversations blending with the patter of rain against the glass. Outside, the city streets gleamed wet under gray skies, but inside, the air was thick with the comforting scent of fresh coffee and baked goods. That's when he walked in. A man in his early 50s, his worn coat dripping, shoes scuffed from too many miles, his hair, streaked with gray, stuck to his forehead, and his eyes carried the quiet weight of someone who's seen better days. He shuffled to the counter, scanning the menu before softly ordering a plain black coffee. But as the barista tallied it up, the man's hands fumbled through empty pockets. His face drained of color, voice cracking with embarrassment. "I must forgotten my wallet back home," he murmured. "If it's okay, could I just sit here till the storm passes?" The barista, a sharp-featured young guy, folded his arms and sneered loud enough for heads to turn. "This ain't a charity spot, pal. No cash, no stay. We don't hand out free rides." The man's shoulders slumped, cheeks burning as he backed away, muttering he wasn't begging for a drink, just shelter from the downpour. Snickers rippled from a nearby table of polished professionals. "Bold move, waltzing in broke and expecting VIP treatment," one quipped. "Guess hard times turn everyone into a freeloader these days." The words landed like punches, and the man turned toward the door. Defeated from the other side of the room, 29-year-old Emma watched it all unfold. Her auburn hair tied back in a simple ponytail, her hazel eyes flashing with quiet fury. Tray in hand, stacked with dirty dishes, she weaved through the tables and slammed it down at the counter. Digging into her apron pocket, she slapped a $5 bill down. "I've got it," she said firmly, her voice slicing through the tension. The barista blinked, smirk fading. "Emma, come on. Why waste your money on some stranger?" She met his gaze, then swept her eyes over the gawking crowd. "Because I've been there, judged for not having enough. And kindness shouldn't come with a price tag." Laughter erupted from the corner. "Look at the heroine," someone mocked. "Bet she's angling for a pat on the back." Emma faced them head-on, unflinching. Real strength isn't in mocking the vulnerable. It's in lifting them up, no strings attached. The room went still, the jeers dissolving into awkward quiet. Emma turned to the man with a warm smile. "Take a seat by the window. I'll bring your coffee right over. Don't let their words dim your light." His eyes shimmered with gratitude as he nodded and settled in, watching the rain streak down the pane. As Emma poured his drink, the cafe's vibe shifted, patrons averting eyes, whispers fading. In her modest uniform, with nothing but her paycheck to her name, Emma became a quiet force of grace, proving that true worth shines brightest in the smallest acts. That shift lingered like a shadow. 4 days of sidelong glances and hushed comments tested her, but Emma kept her head high, wiping tables and serving smiles. Then, one morning, the bell chimed, and in walked a transformed figure, tall, in a sharp charcoal suit, hair neatly groomed, exuding quiet confidence. But those eyes, they were the same. He didn't order, he claimed the window seat, and waited. Emma approached, heart pounding, menu in hand. Before she could speak, he looked up. "One question. Why did you step in?" She paused, then sat across from him. "You weren't just a beggar. You were someone being diminished. And I know that sting too well. Years ago, my mom collapsed in a busy market. People stepped around us like we were invisible. Except for one elderly woman, poor as could be, who stopped and shared her shawl. That day shaped me. I vowed to pay it forward." He listened intently, no interruptions. Their talk flowed from books she loved about everyday heroes, to music that stirred the soul, like gentle piano melodies echoing life's quiet struggles. They delved into why cruelty often stems from hidden pain. Laughter came, easy, genuine, and light. "You're not what I pictured," she admitted. He smiled faintly. "And what was that?" "Someone who'd thanked me and vanish." His expression softened. "Wealth has isolated me for years. But you saw me as human, not a problem. That's rare." In that shared space, labels faded. They were simply two people connecting beyond appearances. A week later, an elegant envelope arrived, inviting her to a luxurious hotel lounge. Nervous in her best blouse, Emma ascended to the 21st floor, where opulence met skyline views. Charles greeted her, poised yet sincere. "I'm Charles Evelyn, head of a global firm in infrastructure and community building." She froze. He explained, "That rainy day, I disguised myself, no wallet, no status to gauge real kindness in a cynical world. My wife died young. Since then, trust evaporated. I traveled incognito, seeking genuine hearts." Emma's mind reeled, flattered, yet unsettled. Was it all a setup? He shook his head. "I asked for nothing. You chose freely." She stood, emotions swirling. "So now what? A reward for passing your test?" He met her eyes. "No gifts, unless you want them. But, coffee again. No games, just honesty." Looking past the luxury to the vulnerability in his gaze, she saw the same man from the cafe. "I'm not chasing your world," she said softly. "But I see you, the real you." It wasn't a fairy tale promise, but an honest bridge between two worlds. She thought that might be the end. But another note came. An invitation to join him in Montreal, with a train ticket enclosed. Torn, she confided in her sister Lily, who battled illness in their tiny apartment. "You've always given space to others," Lily urged. "Let someone give it to you." Echoing their late mom's wisdom, "Grab life before it passes." Emma packed, light and boarded the train. Charles waited in a simple cabin, 2 coffees ready. "I hoped you'd come," he said. "No luxuries, promised, just company." As landscapes blurred by, they shared stories, dreams, vulnerabilities. "I'm tired of walking solo," he confessed. Emma nodded. "Maybe we both deserve a fresh path." The weeks unfolded modestly. No extravagance, just meaningful stops at orphanages where kids lit up at his arrival. Shelters where he listened without judgment. Homes rebuilt through quiet support. Emma saw his true self, not the tycoon, but the giver who shunned spotlights. "Why hide your identity?" she asked once, amid volunteer work. "So they treat me as equal, not idle." Nights brought deep talks under stars, like one in a Quebec cabin over herbal tea. "I don't need adoration," he shared. "Just someone who gets why I care about the overlooked." Emma reflected. "I've never felt so authentically me as now. Number grand gestures, just profound understanding, bridging their differences." 3 months in, atop a renovated church terrace, he presented papers for a foundation in her name, aiding those like her struggling yet strong. Touched, she declined, gently. "I want to build my own way, inspired by your belief in me. Not with funds, but presence, showing up for the forgotten." He beamed with pride. "You've already started." Their bond defied labels, a deep, enduring alliance of mutual respect. The rain returned as Emma unveiled her revamped cafe, the very spot where it all began. Now a haven with no fixed prices, just first cup free. Pass it on if you can. Books lined shelves, music filled the air, tables labeled with words like hope and belong. A weary stranger entered, echoing that fateful day. Emma intervened, kindly, teaching her staff, "Here, dignity comes first, no judgments." Across the street, Charles watched briefly, their eyes meeting in silent farewell. He nodded and faded into the mist, his influence etched in her heart. At the soft opening, Emma addressed the crowd. "One rainy day, I covered a stranger's coffee, seeing only his humanity. That act opened my eyes to unseen strength. This place isn't about profit, it's about being there, continuing kindness without fanfare." Applause rose, a new cup poured for someone in need. In the end, remember, one compassionate choice can spark unbreakable bonds, proving we're all worthy of being seen. Let this inspire you. Extend that hand today, and watch how it transforms not just others, but you. Because true change starts with heart, one quiet act at a time.